represent District 17 in the Village of Pleasant Prairie on the County Board. I agree with all of your concerns tonight. I'm just going to give you a brief timeline as to how this all started to take place so you have an understanding. On Tuesday, November 14th, we had a committee of the whole, and the County Board sat in chambers for 5 hours, and we were given a presentation by the nominee, and questions were asked and answered. On Wednesday, November 15th, the Legislative Committee, which I serve on, was asked to vote on this IGA. Now keep in mind, we just got the IGA the Thursday prior to, 4 days prior to our Tuesday meeting. We had discussions on Tuesday night. On Wednesday, we're asked to vote in legislative on this, and it passed 5-2. I was one of the 2 votes that voted against it. The other 2 supervisors who represent Pleasant Prairie voted in favor of it. On Thursday night, November 16th, they went to the Finance Committee where it failed, 4-3. The following Tuesday, on November 21st, it came to the village, or to the county board, and there was discussion, and it was tabled until January 16th, our second meeting of the month. The city is taking it up the first Monday of the month in January, and we're gonna follow after them on seeing if they pass it or not. Hasn't even been a full month of vetting anything. My concerns are we don't have a traffic impact analysis study. We don't know how the traffic is gonna affect our roads. We don't have any data on our stormwater management plan. Haven't seen anything. I haven't seen this economic statement of interest. I don't know who's investing in this casino. If I sign on that IGA and I don't know who those investors are, what happens if it's someone who probably isn't the best investor to be in business with and that IGA is signed? Once it's signed, we can't undo it. Many of us are saying, hey, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's do our due diligence. Let's make sure we get the TIA, the economic statement of interest. The nominee is also working on ordinances that they have to adopt. I did receive 2 emails late this afternoon. When I got home from work, I checked my email, and the nominee did send out their economic impact analysis statement, so I'm going to review that tonight, and I'm more than happy to share that with everyone. We also received the ordinances that the Menominee tribe is going to take up and vote on, and I'm more than happy to share those with you as well. My concern as a county board supervisor is that we put maybe 30 hours into this, and we're expected to vote on something with so many questions unanswered. Last time this came before the county board, there was hundreds of hours put into this. There was input from residents and other municipalities, and we haven't done that, and I don't know why. And I have asked the question many times. I'm sure you've seen the comments on WGTD, you've seen it in the paper. I seem to be one of the more vocal critics on this, because I don't want to sign on something that's going to affect generations to come. I'm not willing to gamble on my grandchildren's future, and I don't think anyone should be. And I can tell you, knocking on doors the last couple weekends, when people ask, why should I sign your nomination papers, or why should I vote for you, and I tell them, I'm the one out here fighting for your quality of life, making sure that the county doesn't enter an IGA that is detrimental to you as a taxpayer. Summers, Harris, Bristol, they all contract with the Sheriff's Department. So the Sheriff's Department is getting extra law enforcement out of this deal. What is Pleasant Prairie getting? Nothing. I spoke with Chief Smetana. He has concerns about it. Law enforcement's always going to back up law enforcement, that's a given. But where we're located by the southeast corner and so close to the interstate, there's a lot of things that go on in that corner. We all know it. I don't want to see Pleasant Prairie taxpayers being responsible with their tax dollars having to give law enforcement to the Menominee tribe. Taxpayers of Pleasant Prairie shouldn't be doing that. No one else is doing it. The city of Kenosha, they're getting law enforcement, they're getting a new satellite office, they're getting a lot of things Pleasant Prairie was left out of this agreement, and I don't know why. And I've asked the question numerous times, and I don't get an answer. I met with your administrator on November 17th, and I'll just read to you the email I read on the county board floor to let the chairman know, the vice chair, the county exec, and my 22 colleagues, that there are a lot of concerns that Pleasant Prairie has with us. And it states, Supervisor Yuhas, this is to confirm representatives from the village of Pleasant Prairie met with County Executive Kirkman this morning regarding the proposed casino. The village expressed our concerns regarding negative stormwater impacts to our resident along Kilburn Ditch, negative impacts to our law enforcement efforts and agencies, inequitable funding for our schools, and the long-term funding of village, city, and county services and full collection of property sales tax. Additional concerns were expressed regarding our economic development efforts along the interstate. It was stated that the net social and economic costs outweigh any benefit gained by Pleasant Prairie. Sincerely, Eric. Not one person in leadership has addressed any of these concerns. Last Tuesday night at Human Services, I asked this question while we were discussing the casino. It was an item on the agenda. And I asked one of the supervisors who was putting this IGA together, Supervisor Gersten. I said, has any of these concerns been addressed? I didn't get an answer. I asked another question and I didn't get an answer. Pleasant Prairie, for whatever reason, is being left out of the IGA. I don't know if it's political retribution, I don't know if it's payback, I don't know what it is. But I will tell you, it's not right. And the taxpayers of Pleasant Prairie should not be paying for a casino regarding law enforcement and stormwater. Schools are another issue. You can see by the timeline. We haven't done our due diligence. We're going to be asked to vote on this in January. There's a movement to push it through. And the one statement that is true is that if we don't have a majority on the county board approve this IGA, we will be out a lot of money, millions and millions and millions of dollars. And that's why you're going to see people vote for it, because they don't want to put the taxpayers at risk by taking away county dollars. We only have 3 representatives from Pleasant Prairie on that board. Everyone out west and in the city, they're all being taken care of. Pleasant Prairie is not. So I commend you for putting forward this resolution and putting it out there so residents know what's going on. Because I don't think many people understand the impact that this is going to have on their daily lives. How it's going to affect their pocketbook. How it's going to affect their schools, their stormwater, and more importantly, their safety when it hasn't been addressed. And I'm happy to answer any questions if I can, if you have anything for me.